Now this menu right here contains 3 items at 3 timestamps, and if you're wondering what this is, let me explain. Hello and welcome to haQ. My name is Jakob, I'm your host and you're watching a haQ episode. So this isn't a normal episode. I wanted to show you a new concept I've been working with since last month. I call it Twitter Quickies, and it's basically mini tutorials. Twitter only allows for 2-minute uploads, and that means I have to be very clear. I can't put that much time into making the actual tutorial. It is a challenge, and it's mainly why I'm doing it. And also to be able to answer questions made by viewers such as yourself. I sometimes receive questions on YouTube, here on Twitter, on Facebook, on Google+, Audiobus forum, and whenever I get a question I feel like, hey, this is just too long to answer with text. I would have to do a video, but the video would be too short. Then a Twitter Quickie is perfect. So follow me on Twitter. You might be wondering, why aren't you doing this on YouTube? You could just as easily make 2-minute videos on YouTube. Yes, but mentally, I would know that I don't have a 2-minute limit, and I basically need to know that mentally. So far I made 4 videos, and in this video that you're watching right now, you have 3 videos, and that's what you saw in that menu before. So without further ado, here are the 3 Twitter Quickies I made last month. Hello Twitter and hello Steph Bose. So as I told you in a tweet or in a few tweets, so the clock cycles with Ableton Link is different depending on what apps you're using. With Figure, the clock cycle runs for the entire length of your track. And if I press play now, I'm gonna have to wait until it reaches the end and starts over, and this is when the loop is gonna start. It's very different with LaunchPad. Okay, so it's gonna start any second now, and there it goes. Right, with LaunchPad, if we go to LaunchPad instead, then the clock cycle only runs for 4 beats. When I press play up here, I don't have any loops triggered, but we can see this little dot thing here lighting up. And this is the clock cycle, and you can see it go from green on 1 and then orange, orange, orange. So it's green, orange, 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 green, orange, 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 green, and that's just 4 steps. So this means you can actually mistrigger loops when you're playing with Figure, because to do this simply, if I start a loop over here, and there we go. Let's say I want to add a Figure to it. So we're going to go into Figure, and I want to start this now. And it sounds like it's right, but they're actually not aligned. So quite frankly, the best way is to start doing stuff or starting loops with the app that has the longest clock cycle of Ableton Link, and then try to trigger in the other apps that have a shorter clock cycle, because it's easier for you to time the things at the right spot. Yeah, and this is something I have a huge problem with sometimes when I perform, and I do actually wish that most apps would just do 4 beats clock cycles. So I hope this helped you out. For anyone who doesn't know, hello Internet, Jakob from haQ here. I received a question over at the Audiobus forum from user Luke Sleepwalker about my craft interface, and he was specifically asking about the gated Indian vocal. So let me just show you that real quick. Now, Luke Sleepwalker over at the Audiobus forum wondered how I could trigger and gate the vocal like this. And the thing is, if the loops you're playing are short, then you will only be able to gate your loop for that long. Just have a look at this drum loop right here. If we go in and check here, we can see that this drum loop is only 2 bars long. And so if I just run the drum loop, then the cycle for how long I can gate this starts over at 2 bars. So I have to play something that is longer than 2 bars. Like this loop here, for instance. It's actually 8 bars long. And this is because if you look inside the actual sample cell here, it's actually 4 bars long. So for me to be able to gate the full duration of the loop, then the other loops playing inside your project have to be at least 4 bars long. Hope this helped Luke Skywalker and anyone else who wants to build a surfacing craft and gate their vocal samples like I am doing with this project. So for anyone that doesn't know about... Hello there internet, Jakob from haQ here, and I'm making another Twitter quickie mini tutorial. This is about arranging your loops when you're using Blockswave and also LaunchPad. I was asked by Vasilios over at YouTube, how do you arrange your samples neatly? How does it work? Right, so first of all, you have to make sure you have this thing open. Inside Blocks, you've got 6 loop collections. Here's number 1, here's number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can have 8 loops inside each of them. When you export your Blockswave projects into LaunchPad, then you can count them as this. This is loop collection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if I want a loop over here in the 3rd slot in the 6th loop collection, I go back into Blockswave, I choose the 6th loop collection thing and the 3rd slot, and I make sure to put a sample in there. And there we go. And now all I have to do is to update my project. I press up here, I send it to LaunchPad, and I make sure that my project is in WAV format. Export that. As soon as it's exported, we're gonna see it pop up in the 3rd slot right there. And there we go. There it is. So that's how you do it. Hope this helps. If you don't know about me, right, so there you go. Tell me what you think about the format, and please join me on Twitter and just ask me questions, and it might be your questions that I feature in the next Twitter Quickie. Thank you so much for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. I've also got a Patreon page, so if you want to support creativity and if you find value in the content I produce, why not sign up on Patreon? Now, if that isn't your cup of tea, I've also got a PayPal me link, so you could do a one-off donation if you rather do that. Now, if you don't want to do either Patreon or PayPal, then you can always share my videos, press the thumbs up, and if you subscribe, don't forget to tap in that little bell thing. That way you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it.